Seo-Yeon returns to her childhood village, where Sung-ho gives her a lift to her house. Her mother is unwell, prompting Sung-ho to ask if she visited her at the hospital. However, she's preoccupied because she lost her phone at the station. Upon reaching home, she finds a cordless phone, and soon it rings. She answers and overhears a woman mistaking her for someone else, describing her mother as crazy. Realizing the error, the woman hangs up. Later, at the hospital, Seo-Yeon learns her mother needs a complex surgery for a brain tumor and must see a specialist. During their conversation, her mother speaks about arranging her burial, even asking to be buried next to her father, which deeply upsets Seo-Yeon. She visits her father's grave, discovering he passed away in 1999. Upon returning home, the mysterious phone call resumes, hinting it's from her own address. That night, she hears a loud noise, finding a fallen photo. When trying to rehang it, she discovers a false wall concealing another room. Inside, she finds a box with a girl's journal and a photo that she shows to Sung-ho. He identifies the girl in the photo as Young-Sook, once connected to her stepmom, who was a kind of shaman. Seo-Yeon realizes the photo is from 1999 and sees a store bearing the name of the woman, Sunhee, who has been calling her mysteriously. During another call, the woman frantically screams before being pulled away by Seo-Yeon's stepmom, leading to a struggle that sets the room on fire. Seo-Yeon rushes to the hidden room's opening and witnesses smoke and fire on the stairs. Later on, the phone rings again, and Seo-Yeon confronts the woman, revealing she knows she's Young-Sook and even details finding her photo from November 26, 1999. But Young-Sook insists it's only the 18th. To prove it, Seo-Yeon reads a passage from Young-Sook's journal for the next day, which completely startles her. Seo-Yeon suggests an unbelievable theory: they're in the same house but at different times. To test this idea, Seo-Yeon mentions a forthcoming plane crash on the 18th and asks Young-Sook to watch the news that night. When Young-Sook witnesses the crash, they connect further. Seo-Yeon shares snippets of the future, including a favorite musician's return and mind-boggling new technology. They exchange personal tragedies: Young-Sook's biological mom's death and the revelation that the woman tormenting her is her stepmom, and Seo-Yeon's father's death in a house fire due to a gas leak. On November 21, 1999, Seo-Yeon's family explores Young-Sook's house with her father still alive. They find Young-Sook's room and, through Young-Sook's intervention, older Seo-Yeon hears her father's voice after 20 years. Young-Sook devises a plan to prevent Seo-Yeon's father's death in the fire. As the critical day arrives, Young-Sook manages to escape her house unnoticed and heads to Seo-Yeon's previous residence. She sneaks in while younger Seo-Yeon plays with her dad. Young-Sook attempts to alter the course of the fire. Back in the present, Seo-Yeon regains her lost cell phone, and her burn scar miraculously disappears. Then, her house and even she herself start to transform. She discovers a stunning glasshouse garden and reunites with both her parents, prompting tears and an emotional embrace. Seo-Yeon contacts Young-Sook to express her gratitude. She spends precious time with her parents, sharing new music with Young-Sook over the phone. Their bond grows stronger until a day arrives when Seo-Yeon, immersed in family time, can't talk on the phone. Young-Sook persistently calls Seo-Yeon, growing agitated when she doesn't respond promptly. Their conversations start revealing Young-Sook's deteriorating mental state. Seo-Yeon overhears screams and the voice of Young-Sook's stepmom warning her to stay away, indicating a disturbing situation. In the past, Young-Sook's stepmom performs an exorcism on her, resorting to physical punishment and chants, while Young-Sook pleads for it to stop. The stepmom then realizes Young-Sook visited Sunhee's store and notices a wound on her leg. In the present, Seo-Yeon, unable to find Young-Sook on social media, discovers an article reporting Young-Sook's death during an exorcism performed by her stepmother. Young-Sook, convinced she'll die that night, confronts her stepmom who tries to harm her, but Young-Sook incapacitates her. Young-Sook calls Seo-Yeon, assuring her she's okay and feeling reborn. She leaves the house, enjoys a meal, buys new clothes, and in the present, Seo-Yeon welcomes Sung-ho, delivering strawberries into her family home. In a past event, Sung-ho encounters Young-Sook, who's elated with her new clothes and invites him in. He discovers disturbing contents in the fridge, upsetting Young-Sook. In the present, Seo-Yeon's family enjoys tea and strawberries with Sung-ho before a distressing phone call. Seo-Yeon hears Sung-ho's distress and Young-Sook's anger before the call abruptly ends. Seo-Yeon, uneasy, returns downstairs to find Sung-ho missing, realizing her parents have no recollection of him. She checks his strawberry farm, finding it abandoned, and then visits the police station, inquiring about Sung-ho. In the police station, the younger officer is unfamiliar with Sung-ho and his farm, but the older officer shocks Seo-Yeon by mentioning that Sung-ho has been dead for 20 years due to Young-Sook's actions. In the past, the police question Young-Sook, suspecting her involvement in Sung-ho's murder. Despite her lies, the older cop senses inconsistencies and notices the strawberry delivery at her house, leaving her nervous but not revealing their suspicions. Seo-Yeon seeks answers from Sun-hee, who reveals Young-Sook's past good behavior and a severe incident where Young-Sook harmed her. She discloses that Young-Sook's stepmom intervened to prevent a tragedy. Later, Young-Sook calls Seo-Yeon while dealing with body parts in her fridge. Seo-Yeon confronts her about Sung-ho's death, and Young-Sook initially lies until Seo-Yeon shares a news headline about Young-Sook's arrest as a serial killer. Young-Sook drops the pretense and demands Seo-Yeon's help in avoiding capture. As Young-Sook pressures Seo-Yeon, their reactions differ starkly. One is terrified and tearful, feeling helpless, while the other is enraged, persistently calling Seo-Yeon. Meanwhile, the police investigate Young-Sook in 1999 due to her mental health issues. In a strange turn of events, Young-Sook encounters her younger self and her father, who is seeking her stepmom. In the future, Seo-Yeon shares a car ride with her father, feeling distressed but hiding it. Her father's attempts to cheer her up become a pleasant memory. In the past, Young-Sook prepares to harm Seo-Yeon's father, while the little Seo-Yeon innocently eats a strawberry. Young-Sook sprays the father with a fire extinguisher, leading to a shocking event. Seo-Yeon, in the present, drives through a tunnel and witnesses a distortion in time, causing her father to vanish. This unsettling vision ends with a traumatized young Seo-Yeon witnessing Young-Sook's violent act. The older Seo-Yeon wakes in the tunnel, realizing her father is no longer there. Young-Sook confronts a younger Seo-Yeon, blaming her for her father's death for not answering the phone. In the present, Seo-Yeon rushes home to find a chilling message scrawled in blood, urging her to answer the phone. When it rings, she reluctantly picks it up, only to be tormented by Young-Sook's cruel details about her father's death, sparking Seo-Yeon's anger. But the tables turn. Seo-Yeon has the younger version of herself captive, giving her leverage. Young-Sook demands Seo-Yeon find out how the police plan to arrest her within an hour or she'll harm Seo-Yeon's mother. To counter, Seo-Yeon devises a plan to lead Young-Sook to a location where an accident should occur, aiming to eliminate her retroactively. However, Young-Sook manages to evade the danger, leaving Seo-Yeon fuming. In retaliation, Young-Sook burns the younger Seo-Yeon, causing scars to appear on the older Seo-Yeon's body. She further taunts Seo-Yeon by playing a distressing message from her mom and claiming that Seo-Yeon is responsible for her father's death due to a gas accident she inadvertently caused. In the present, Seo-Yeon breaks into the police station to retrieve crucial information from their files. She learns how Young-Sook was apprehended, but the notebook's details change as she interferes with the past. In a turn of events, Seo-Yeon's mother and a police officer search for Young-Sook in the past. Meanwhile, in the future, Seo-Yeon discovers Young-Sook's grim history as a serial killer and returns to the hidden room she found earlier. In the past, Seo-Yeon's mother tries to contact her husband, inadvertently reaching a future Seo-Yeon, urging her to leave the house immediately. Young-Sook strikes Seo-Yeon, breaking the connection, while in the past, she fatally attacks the officer in front of Seo-Yeon's mother. The older Young-Sook taunts Seo-Yeon, while her younger self calls on the phone. A struggle ensues for the phone until Seo-Yeon manages to knock out Young-Sook and secure the phone. Simultaneously, in both past and present, Young-Sook chases Seo-Yeon and her mother. They seek refuge in the same room, hiding from the dangerous Young-Sook who's trying to break in. Amid the chaos, the phone rings, and Seo-Yeon's mom contacts the police in the past. Future Seo-Yeon advises her mom to stay calm and find a weapon. Seo-Yeon's mom locates a fire extinguisher, waiting for Young-Sook to open the door. However, Young-Sook tricks her by using a child's voice, distracting her. She attacks with a knife just as Seo-Yeon struggles to enter the room. As the past and future merge, a struggle ensues between Young-Sook and Seo-Yeon's mom, leaving blood on the walls. The older Young-Sook approaches, but before she can harm the child, Seo-Yeon's mom tackles her, and they both fall over the railing. The older Young-Sook vanishes from the future, leaving Seo-Yeon alone in the desolate house. Later, Seo-Yeon from the future rushes to the graveyard, fearing her mom's death. To her relief, her mom appears, smiling and asking why she's upset. Seo-Yeon is overjoyed to see her mom alive and gains a newfound appreciation for her.